Losing your hearing or having another communication disorder can be devastating for families and tough to navigate. This month raises awareness for those impacted, their caregivers, and those who help treat them. It is National Speech Language Hearing Month. Joining me is Courtney Vinson, Coordinator of Clinical Education with the Speech Language Pathology Graduate Program at UT Tyler School of Health Professions. Thanks so much for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
So what kind of communication or disorders are we talking about here?
Yeah, so speech language pathologists and audiologists work with a really broad spectrum of patients. You know, we work with people of all ages, from babies to adults. Speech pathologists tend to treat patients with communication and swallowing problems, which can include problems with speech sounds, language, literacy, social aspects of communication, voice disorders, fluency disorders, cognition, and feeding and swallowing. And then our audiologist partners are really experts in preventing and diagnosing and treating hearing loss and bounce disorders, and they work with patients all across the age spectrum.
Just how prevalent are communication disorders in the U.S.?
They're pretty prevalent, and as our baby boomers age, getting more so. But about 1 in 12 children in the United States have some sort of speech language disorder. But unfortunately, only about 50% of those kids are receiving intervention every year. About 1 in 25 adults report some level of swallowing problems, and again, only about 20% of them are receiving care for that. And about 1 in 8 Americans over the age of 12 have some level of hearing loss in one or both ears, and only about a third of them are getting benefits from hearing aids. So we have a lot of people in East Texas who need care, and there just aren't enough of us to go around to give the care. So that's, I think, part of the reason we're very excited for the speech language hearing program at UT Tyler, because we are going to be able to provide care for the community and send out new clinicians into the community to fill those gaps where those people aren't getting the care they need.
So why do we think early detection and intervention is so important? You kind of touched on it. A lot of people don't even know they have these problems.
Right. And, you know, I think there was a mindset at one point that, you know, watch and wait with kids, see how they develop, and hopefully they'll grow out of things. But watch and wait does not work when you're dealing with speech and language issues or hearing loss. You know, it's important to intervene as soon as possible to reduce the impact of their language delay or their hearing loss, because it can really affect their development and their education. And with our adult patients, we work a lot with patients post-stroke, which is a devastating moment in their life, but those first months after having a stroke are critical in their recovery. So we can't just wait. We need to intervene as soon as possible to get that patient the best outcomes that they can possibly get.
And after you get that diagnosis, speech language pathologists and audiologists play an important role in treating these patients, young and old. Can you explain what speech language pathologists and audiologists do for their patients?
We do an extensive evaluation depending on what the complaint from the patient or the parent is. And then we work hard to customize a treatment plan that works on functional goals. So being able to communicate with your partner, being able to make a grocery list and go grocery shopping without forgetting items, being able to use voice or speech strategies while you're at work. You know, we make a customized treatment plan based on what's important to the patient, because that's what's going to most impact their quality of life.
Well, I appreciate you being with us and giving us a little insight to this month. Sounds like there's a lot of good happening for our patients here in East Texas, especially with the program that's out there. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.